All right, a very good evening to you. Welcome so much. This is Hope TV, where you look and live. And of course, we are live on Hope FM, where you listen and live. Karibu sana onto the Men on Record. This is a man thing. And of course, comes to you every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. So we encourage you to join us tonight for an amazing conversation. And I want to believe you had a great week. Your week was awesome. Mine was great. And here's another opportunity to talk what concerns men, what relates to men, everything that concerns a man. It's here is where we discuss it, and of course we encourage you to engage with us on 0708 222 323, right on WhatsApp, and of course 0717 400 555. 20933 is our SMS line, and at Hope TV Kenya, at Hope FM Live across our social media platforms. And of course, we are live on Facebook. So feel free, share this link with as many men as possible so that we can talk what concerns us. And of course, this February is a month of love. It is a month, we call it Valentine season. And of course, we have a great conversation talking about masculinity and love. That is love and masculinity. And of course, tonight, we encourage you to engage with us on this amazing conversation. We'd want to hear your experiences as a man when it comes to love. How has it been for you? Yeah, share with us your feedback on our feedback platforms, our WhatsApp, and of course, on our social media platforms. They call me Favored Frank, and this is Men on Record. Tonight, I'm not alone in studio. We have a gentleman right here with us. And of course, I'll give him an opportunity to introduce himself before we dive straight into the conversation. How are you, bro?
I'm very fine, Frank. How are you?
You're well.
I'm good.
Great.
Thank you so much for having me.
Karibu sana.
Asante. It's such an honor to be here.
Karibu sana onto the Men on Record. Here we talk matters, men, everything that concerns a man.
Yes.
All right. Maybe just your introduction.
So my name is Chuchu. I'm born again.
Yeah.
I love Jesus. I pastor at Trinity Chapel Thika.
Okay.
A church plant of Nairobi Chapel. And that's where I pastor as an associate pastor. I'm married to one beautiful wife. I have one daughter who is around 4 years old now.
Oh, great.
Turning 4 this March. And I'm blessed. Very passionate about a few things. Mostly helping, people love God truly from their hearts.
Okay.
And that's who I am.
Great. Yeah. Awesome. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
And of course, we are talking about love and masculinity.
Yes.
And when we hear about love and masculinity, the society has tried to rival these two areas in such a sense that love feels like a pressure to a man.
Yeah.
That's how people have been wired. So maybe just to give it context before we even begin the conversation, talk about, the idea of love feeling like a pressure to men because we've been taught actions that I can only act.
Yeah.
I've provided.
Yeah.
I've taken you to, this vacation somewhere or even a trip to, say, Malaysia. Isn't that love enough? But while we are there, can I really express that feeling? Can I get emotional?
That's true.
That is how the society has wired, the man out here.
Yeah.
So talk about how love feels like a pressure, what it means to you.
So basically, when you look at the society and how it is structured itself around man, is number one.
Yes.
We look at love as a way to perform.
Okay.
So it's not an expression of emotions. It's not an expression of how we feel, but it's become a performance in this particular sense. What you've just mentioned, I have to do. I have to provide. I have to protect. I have to do the things that society calls manly.
Yes.
And they are manly. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They are manly. There are responsibilities that a man has to do. But when it becomes about performance, not driven by love, but performance oriented in the sense that if I do these things, I expect that the person I'm doing them to would return them or accept them as love.
Okay.
And so, for example,
yes,
we're in Valentine season and the pressure is high.
I tell you, it's crazy.
Pressure is crazy.
You're just talking about that, and I remember the whole conversation to do with money bouquets and all that.
Yeah.
As CBK says, mnaribu currency,
Bas.
mnaribu pesa,
Don't use
mnaribu
money.
noti. Yeah? you know, to some men, that feels more like a win, yeah?
Yes.
A celebration because too much pressure. And to some others, they say, no. How do I prove that I'm a man enough?
Ooh, the guy goes and gets dollars. I'm like, dollars.
Dollars, you may get into the conversation.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, dude, dollars, why?
Uh-huh.
Or the other picture, I know it was a meme, I don't know how true it was,
uh-huh.
but someone put title deeds and says, this is a money bouquet.
So come on, Maua ni title deed.
I tell you.
Have you ever seen, some real estate companies bring up that conversation, that round he, Maua ni title deed, logbook.
Pressure.
Yes.
So imagine a man being forced by society to show his love by what he does.
Yes.
By providing, by taking the wife out or the loved one out, by buying flowers, by doing holidays, by doing all these things. And of course, the society has also tailor-made a woman to also expect these things to come for a man. And now the pressure becomes that if a man thinks that if I do these things and I don't receive love, what happens to me?
Yeah.
Or number two, if one day I don't have money to give you, will you still stay? Or if one day I lose my job, would it be enough for you to love? Would you love me the way I am?
So this man wants to go out of their way, do just something, provided it's an action that can be seen, a performance.
So that it can sustain the status quo. That I am providing. Look, I'm a man. I'm doing. What do you want? I'll do it. And by the providing feels very nice for a man because we are tailor-made
confidence.
But when it becomes the vehicle that carries love, then at the end or after some time, because the real emotions and the real intentions of the heart are not being exposed through the man, what happens is there will get a time when it breaks down.
Okay. Because what was fueling this, union, this marriage, this relationship was, more of actions. Sometimes you can grow tired. Or run out of options.
Exactly. How many times should I buy you a flower until a flower is not enough anymore? How many times should I take you to a specific hotel until, do something different now?
How many cars can I buy?
Exactly. So it reaches a point that these actions are not enough. And when a man gets there, it becomes a place of, pressure and frustration. What else can I do? Or, God forbid, they lose their job.
So what?
We've seen men who have lost their jobs and never told their wives.
They keep leaving the house
in the morning because they feel if I look weak, if I look like I'm vulnerable in this specific situation, these people will not love me anymore the way they used to love me.
So they're forced to put the act.
The
act on. I feel like, I'm living responsible enough. I'm living to go get something. I get out here. Watu wanaambia pigana kama wengine huko nje.
Ngangana, pambana. And you're saying it's okay. Are you okay? Yeah, it's okay. I'm good. So the guy is drowning in loans because you see, they can't say we don't have money. But you're expecting me to bring money. And because I valued the aspect of me providing as the aspect of me showing love, I'll even add loans into the picture so that you never look down on me because I don't have money or I'm not doing this or the other. You see, now that becomes a real problem.
I tell you.
And that's a real societal problem.
Okay.
And then there's the other aspect of men now feeling like there's strength in silence.
They bottle up things.
That vulnerability is weakness. And being open is vulnerability is weakness, and being bottling up things and keeping them inside is strength. After all, a man is supposed to be a man.
Vumilia, jikaze bwana. What do you want?
Unalia ni.
You're talking about kulialia, and I'm just thinking about how, again, society has made a man understand that they're not supposed to be emotional. He's not supposed to be emotional.
At all.
Not supposed to have feelings. Do you think it's easy for this man then to love, if at all he cannot be emotional?
And I think that's why they have to to bottle it up. So they will try.
Yes.
And the thing is, in every love situation, in every relationship, there are expectations.
Yeah.
And the expectations on both sides. There's expectations of the lady towards the man, and there's what the man expects the lady to provide as love.
Okay.
But if I'm not emotional enough to open myself up to say, this is how I prefer things.
Yes.
What happens is I start bottling up frustration because it has not happened, but I don't want to talk about it because I might sound needy. I might sound weak. So I don't talk about it. But the more I don't talk about it, the more it continues to bottle up like a pressure cooker. As you're cooking, you can hear pressure building and building and building and building until one day it blows up.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, where did that come from?
Did I get myself here?
Yeah, how did we get here? You don't love me. And the woman is wondering, but you never said.
Yes. So are you trying to say that because I feel there is another conversation altogether to do with love languages. There is how men want to be loved.
Yes.
And there is how they need to love. And now there is a confusion between the two.
Yes.
That how I love somebody, I expect them to love me the same way.
The pressure of... and I was thinking about this today, by the way, Frank.
Yes.
That we love the way we want to love, to be loved.
Yes.
So, for example, if my love language is words of affirmation.
Yes.
I would give words of affirmation to my wife or to the person I love, thinking that the way I'm expressing them is the way you are receiving them as love. So I'm releasing them as love on my side because that's how I receive love.
But the reception on the other end.
The reception on the other end is different.
It's something totally different.
Because the person receiving is love. Words of affirmation is the last one in their list. Quality time is more important to them than words of affirmation. That's true. My wife is like that.
I'm busy out here when they need quality time. I'm busy doing some other things.
But I show up every day and tell you, you're beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love the way you do things. And you're wondering, why? This woman should know that I really, really love her.
Yes.
You were never here.
You never create time.
You never create time for us. And so when you expect to receive that love back, it's not forthcoming because the person you thought you're giving love to has not been receiving it. And so there's frustration, and that confuses a man. Because if the conversations do not happen, and the problem is we are so busy. We go through motions in life. We go through work. We come back home late. We do this. There's a evening routine. We take children to school.
There are bills
to pay and all that. And we never pause to ask ourselves, and especially for men and for couples to sit down and say, how are you doing? Really?
How do you feel? How are you feeling?
Do you feel loved? Especially that question.
Yes.
Do you feel loved?
Okay.
Because you'd easily assume that the other person feels loved.
By the way, you think the things you're doing, they are, being received in a way of love.
And then when they're not appreciating it, you're wondering, why are you not appreciating it? I thought I'm giving my all.
I love you, but you can't see.
But you can't appreciate. And to make matters worse, is because the foundational bit is people need to understand what their love language. It is worse when both of you don't even know what your love language is.
Yeah.
Because now you're just trying things. And so the conversation of what is my love language, how do you love to be loved? What expresses love for you?
Yes.
And then you move in that particular sense, and then now you start understanding each other by having constant conversations. And now that is why society and masculinity plays against this, because society now forces a man not to talk.
Yes. They bottle up. They feel sitaeleweka. Because maybe you want to every other time. Logic makes sense.
Yes.
If you ukileta my feelings, I don't understand
this thing. Or maybe when they opened up once, it didn't work out well.
Okay.
It turned against them.
All right. You're talking about that, and I'm just thinking about expectations. We have people out here that say that men fear commitment. But now the question is, what if the deliverables behind the love itself is what men fear, not really the commitment? That is one. And again, what are some of these commitments men fear when it comes to loving their wives, for instance?
You are very right in what you've said, in the sense that men fear not love, but the cost of love.
Yes, the cost itself.
The cost itself of love. And the cost of love, when it moves from material things to things that are tasking emotionally and things that are asking you for your presence, for your time.
That's where some want to draw the line.
Yes, for your attention.
Yes.
Now, when it gets there, I'd rather find something to do.
A cover-up.
And always show up maybe home late.
Okay.
When it's just about time to sleep. Because I do not want the commitment of being emotionally vulnerable or being present. And this applies not only even for spouses, but even for the children. Because you'd realize that the men would say, but I've provided everything. What else do you require from me? But, God then calls them to be present and to raise their children, because men are the first, prophets to their children, priests to their children, protectors to their children. They're the first one. They're the first voice of reason to their children and to even the wife and to the family. And so that cost, because it requires you not to be mediocre. It requires you to be intentional.
Yes.
And being intentional is not easy. It will cost you. It will cost you time. It will cost you the things you love to do.
Yes.
So that I can stay with family. And so it forces a man to sacrifice.
Yes.
And I'll speak about that a bit later.
Yeah.
It forces a man to sacrifice. And that aspect of sacrifices are always painful.
They're very painful.
And they are costly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so men run away from that. They would easily want, a relationship that does not ask a lot about them. It services what they want.
Yes. Yeah.
But does not ask more than that. And so it's a conversation that we need to have of how do we shift men from that perspective.
Yes.
And let me tell you, Frank, what happens. So men run away from these commitments all their lives.
Yes.
And then they retire.
Always running and then retire.
And then they retire.
You come back home.
You have nowhere to go.
Full time, we are here.
Yes.
Yet we never built this relationship.
Exactly.
But now we are here.
You were hiding behind a job. I'm always busy.
Yes.
But I'm providing, I'm doing shopping. You are hiding behind business trips and all these things. Even ministry for ministers.
Yeah.
I'm busy, I'm doing ministry.
You're going to the prayer mountain and all that.
That when the time comes when you're forced now to be in the same space and these things that you are hiding behind that were cushioning you from paying the cost, begin to ask, you have no capacity to give them.
Yes.
Because you didn't build yourself up intentionally over the years. Yeah. COVID showed us that. When COVID happened and couples were forced to be in the house alone.
To be together, you are at home. Yeah.
For and maybe for years they've never been together for that.
They don't have a relationship, no connection.
They realized it was transactional. It was not a relationship. And now I pray that as we have this conversation, then we'll help men get to that place of embracing love and the cost of love.
Yes.
Embracing it as something that is not weakness, but strength.
All right. Now, you're talking about this man fearing the commitment, the cost of this commitment, not really the commitment itself.
Yes.
So it gets this man to a point of now feeling like they've failed. He has failed as a man by, being not trying as much to save the relationship or the marriage.
Yeah.
Because many men out here, they feel like failures when the marriage or relationship fades. Why does it feel so? Because I understand there are challenges that come with marriage.
Yeah.
But now, does it mean we run away so that it fails? And then we want to feel like now the failure itself?
It's on us. This is it, Frank. From the word go, God created a man to be the leader and to be the head. God created a man to make decisions. And sin then came in. And we see it in Adam.
Yes.
When Adam was asked by God, why did you eat the fruit? He says, no, it's the woman that you gave me. So he began by escaping and
to transfer the blame.
Responsibility. So he shifts the blame.
Yeah.
Because when men begin to avoid the responsibilities set for them as men in society and in marriage according to creation and how God set it, it does not matter what happens. When this thing fails, it still comes back to you.
Yes.
Because you are ultimately, it says the buck stops with you.
Yeah.
The buck stops with you.
Yes.
The back of how how the family runs, how this marriage runs, whether it grows, whether it dies, stops and starts with the man. And so however much you'd want to blame the woman,
yes, you have a role.
Yeah, women are created to help us, to amplify what God has placed in us.
Okay.
And so if a man does not give something, I love what Miles Monroe says, women are given the gift of multiplication. Yes. What you give her, she multiplies. So you might decide, it's not me. I'm not the reason why this relationship is failing, sorry. But what happens at the end of the day, it still comes back to you because you are the man. And something inside of you, inbuilt by God, begins to tell you, you should have done something. You should have done something.
Yes.
And so it's important then for men to understand, how do we navigate through all this? How do we navigate through all this so that we not only love correctly, but we also are able to address pressure and to be able to deal with it.
Okay.
We are also able to pay the cost that is required without burnout.
Yes. Okay. There is one phrase that I've interacted with that says that men are not emotionally unavailable. They are emotionally undertrained. Yeah? They do not really understand what does it mean to be emotional. What does it mean to love my wife enough? That's why some people will say, if you begin to love a woman and you begin to express it outwardly through what you do, through even just posting, you just to show love by posting your wife maybe online. Some people will begin to say, "Hey, he's a simp. he's a weak man."
Oh yes,
yeah.
Oh yes.
So, does it mean that this man is emotionally unavailable, the one who fails to do that, or is emotionally undertrained?
So, it can be both ways. So there are men who are emotionally unavailable.
Okay.
Maybe by character, maybe by training, yes. But then there is that aspect that is very important.
Yes.
That emotionally undertrained. In this particular sense now. You see, if I'm not able to express love, if I'm not able to express my emotions, because I've been told that expressing my emotions is weakness. And this is the problem. We base what we do so much on what the society says.
What will people say?
What will people say?
What are the expectations of people out here?
How will they see me? How will they see me when I post my wife?
Am I a man enough?
Yeah. This is interesting, Frank.
Yes.
Even women themselves will bring you down in that sense. Because even for them, they've grown up in the culture and society that says men are supposed to be strong and not necessarily show emotions. All right?
Yeah.
And now, if we decide to conform to the standards of the world, and scripture talks about that in the book of Romans, that we should be transformed by the renewal of our minds, that we should not conform to the standards and the patterns of the world. So because this is what the world has set for men. This is what the world has asked men to become. So how do we have a transformation in our thinking? Because it starts with our thinking and how the thinking is transformed.
Yes.
Allow me to go here, Frank. The Bible asks men to love sacrificially.
Sacrificially.
Ephesians chapter 5, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church, and he gave himself for the church. And we actually base this and said, and you had people say, how did Christ love the church? He died for the church. And even Christianity can push this and misuse this scripture to ask men, even when don't show your emotions, you love sacrificially. You die. And so it becomes a bit very interesting to understand. Then how do men navigate the aspect of sacrificial love? Because first of all, sacrificial love is not avoiding emotions. Sacrificial love is not dying and allowing yourself to get into a place of being detrimental. I'm looking for that word. Of losing yourself, draining yourself, of allowing yourself, letting yourself go to the point that you don't feel anything anymore. Sacrificial love first asks you to draw to the person who is asking you to love like him. And that is Jesus.
Wow.
So it's Jesus who is asking you, and Paul says, love your wives as Christ loved the church, and he gave himself for you.
Wow.
For it. Now,
it even reminds me of this point of Jesus Christ himself wept. That's an emotion because of love, of losing someone he truly loved. Jesus Christ weeps. This is to tell us that it is not something that is far-fetched. As a man, you can still express love and still be that, because we still see Jesus Christ acting authoritatively when people do business in church. So still he's exercising power, but now when it comes to a point of loving, he's still loving so emotionally.
Exactly. Now, the problem, you remember we mentioned about performance, about masculinity making you feel like you'd hide your feelings and vulnerability, the leadership aspect of feeling like I am the one who is in control and the back stops with me, so the man might feel lost in that particular sense. But now when you talk about sacrificial love, it is an error to say that sacrifice means love.
It's an error.
It's an error because of this. When sacrifice means love, it means it will be do. I have to do, so that you see love. But
even to the point of losing myself.
However, this is what it means. Love leads to sacrifice.
Okay.
And I can express it in this particular sense. Let's start with God the Father. When it comes to Jesus, the Bible says in John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave.
It's loving first and
then giving. Jesus himself says, and we can use the conversation of laying my life down for the body, for the church. And Jesus says, I lay my life down in my own accord. Nobody takes it from me. I choose to lay it down. And I lay it down out of love. So love then causes sacrifice. Sacrifice does not lead to love. When we exchange it, it becomes that I have to sacrifice, and hope the more I die, the more this woman will see that
I'm proving a point, to prove a point.
And we can even use the Bible and say, but no, God doesn't call us first to connect to the source of love. So that with the love that is inside of us, overflowing in us, then the expression of that love is I can do anything to showcase this love.
It's out of abundance. Absolutely. Great. Such a conversation that is, just eye-opening, that is now just helping us, we as men, to understand our place when it comes to loving our spouses, loving our children, and how to express ourselves when it comes to love. We want to take a very short break. And of course, we encourage you to interact with us, engage with us on 0717 400 555 0708 222 323 right on WhatsApp. And of course, course, 20933 on SMS and across our social media platforms at Hope TV Kenya, at Hope FM Live. Stay with us. I'll be back shortly.
Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Get ready for an unforgettable worship experience.
Hakuja kuwa, hakutakuwa. Niwe nina hitaji. Mimi nataka ushirika na wewe.
Every Sunday on Ultimate Worship,
Ainuliwe Mungu wetu.
where we bring you live music, powerful praise, and anointed gospel ministers and bands.
Nashangilia Mwokozi.
Join us every Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., with a repeat at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Everywhere I go, I see you right there.
It's not just music, it's worship unleashed. It's ultimate worship.
You're too faithful to fail me.
Only on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Are you ready now?
Great. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Hope TV, where you look and live, and of course on Hope FM, where it's all about listen and live. And feel free to share with us your feedback, your questions, and of course your comments right on 0717 400 555, 0708 222 323. And of course, we are live on TikTok right about now at Hope TV Kenya. So you can engage with us and let's get the conversation going. We are talking about love and masculinity. We're talking about, the challenges men go through trying to express themselves when it comes to love, to their spouses, to their children. Yeah. Can a man really express that feeling of love? And really feel, there's the bit of expressing and feeling that this expression is being appreciated. So feel free to engage with us tonight, right on our feedback platforms. We've talked about, the expectations men have, the pressure that is left, right, and center. Now, how can this man still acknowledge this pressure? Acknowledge the pressure that it's real, yes. But now still keep upbeat, still okay with it, still soldier on knowing as much as it's pressure, but we can manage this.
Yes.
How can a man navigate through that?
That's very important because pressure does not decrease.
It's always increasing.
It continues to increase continuously as life progresses.
Yes.
For example, Frank, when you got married, let's give an example of a married man.
Yes.
When you got married, it was only your wife who was expecting love from you, and you would give it.
Yes.
Struggling, but you would give it.
You're trying.
You're trying.
Anyway,
and then you get your first child, and now the child expects love.
Yes.
From you.
Divided attention?
Not divided. You cannot divide. All of them expect the same amount of love.
Yes.
But you are the same person. And then you get a second born.
Yes.
You have to all of them. Your wife needs to feel loved.
Yes.
Your first child, your second, all need to feel like we are all loved the same way and we are not missing. You get a third child.
Yes.
And that's just the nuclear family that we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about your parents and all that.
Your parents, your siblings.
So pressure does not decrease. On top of the pressure of loving them, there's the pressure of providing of all these other expectations.
And all that,
all right? And so, Frank, we need to be able to help men then figure out what are avenues that are going to help us channel this pressure in a godly way. Because there are ungodly ones.
Yes.
Yeah. There are people who go because of pressure.
Yes.
Then they go to the club and they drink and they
want to vent.
And they want to vent and they vent to the bartender. You had us paint, we had us.
Trying to get maybe the attention and the love they are. Trying to seek home.
Or because of the fact that they're burning out. There's too much expectation more than they can give. Then they start being frustrated, angry, and releasing frustration in other ways of anger, bitterness, malice, and sometimes even violence. Because I'm not able to meet up to the expectations, and I'm not able to express the pressure and the frustrations that I have. So it is important then for men to realize that we need to create avenues that are able to help us offset this pressure. Because it does not drop. It continues piling up.
How do we manage it?
How do we manage it? How do we express it? How do we heal from it?
Can we open up?
Now, let me go back to what I said. That love is the sacrifice in love comes from an overflow of love from your relationship with Christ. In the sense that when we look at Christ, he sacrificed because he loved us so much that he gave his life. And you see, the Bible says, yet when we were sinners, he loved us. So he didn't expect us, he didn't wait for us to love him back. He chose out of love to give love.
Because it's already in him.
It's overflowing in him. Number two, he was able to express that love is not supposed to be a burden. I've been reading the book of Leviticus the last few weeks. And to understand the structure of sacrifices. And Frank, you need to understand sacrifices
Yes.
were not meant to be a burden. In fact, God tells Moses,
Yes.
tell the people to bring a sacrifice, one, voluntarily, not under pressure.
It's no coercion.
It's no
nothing
coercion.
like that.
Voluntarily. And then bring this kind of sacrifice. But then, so that he helps them not become not the sacrifice system not to become burdensome.
Yes.
He says, those who are able to bring a bull, bring a bull. If you're not able to bring a bull, bring a ram or a goat. If you're not able to bring pigeons.
We have options.
Yes. If you're not able to bring pigeons, bring grains and all that. So that there's options for everyone to feel like this sacrifice is voluntarily and I come because I love God and it's not burdensome. And so when the structure of love is set up as Christ as the foundation.
Yes.
The love Christ is asking you to express cannot be burdensome. Because he says, come to me, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So I can't ask you to do something that is going to be more burdensome to you.
Yes.
The reason it's burdensome is because we have used another system in place.
In our own strength.
With our own abilities, with our own knowledge, with our own wisdom.
Okay.
And so when we get that our wisdom failed, the other thing, Christ expressed emotions.
Yes.
Clearly.
Yeah.
He expressed emotion in the Garden of Gethsemane. These were pressures of the love.
Yes, yeah.
These were pressure of
expectations.
This
This is too much.
It's too much. He's like crying, God, if it is possible, take this cup away from me.
If it's possible.
It's pressure he was feeling.
Yeah.
But he decided he was doing this action of love, but he was also feeling pressure.
Yes.
And he's coming to God and says, Lord, if this is possible, take this cup from me. But only your will be done and not my will.
That's in a way seeking help.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was
Grace.
expressing himself and seeking help openly before the disciples. That's how they wrote it. They knew they had it. They heard him say that prayer. And he was able to express it. Or the aspect of Jesus taking rest now and again.
Yes.
And saying that he took a time alone.
Because it can grow weary.
Oh, yeah.
It's tiresome.
Yeah. And you see, Jesus was one of the most loving people. He's still the most loving. You know, he's love. And so even when he was on earth as a man walking, he had compassion. He would look at the pain of people and he'd want to, no, don't chase them away. Give them food. Let them stay here. Let me teach them all day. Let me heal all the diseases. Let me do all these things. But yet, scripture clearly says he got tired.
Yeah.
And he didn't hide the fact that he was tired. He would say, let us get away for a while.
All right.
And he will take time to rest.
All right.
He will take time to go away. He will take time to replenish that love with the Father. And so, then to ask men, because the expectations do not drop.
Yes.
What are the avenues that we can be able to express this pressure?
Okay, because as you're talking about that, I'm just thinking of some men. You know, I do marriage ministry on and relationship and all that. You know, there are people who reach out. My husband went silent.
Yes.
Silent because not talking, not saying anything, even if I try to communicate, you know. Especially in this season, there are expectations lined up. There are people even work on a list, wamepewa list.
Yeah.
There's the deliver. You see what other men are doing out here. Umeona the money bouquet saini dollar. Umeona title deeds, the car keys and all that, the logbooks. So how can a man then, you know, navigate through such a season? There is pressure so that he does not withdraw to silence. Ama sebe kwamba I'm going to a business trip to meet kazini.
Yes.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
Just from nowhere. Because it is something that is happening out here. How can this man then navigate through that season so that he does not withdraw to silence, into silence, fighting the battles inwardly alone?
Yes.
How can they handle that?
Number one, and this is important.
Yes.
The place of devotion and the place of prayer becomes the number one place that a man releases pressure.
Okay.
One, because God is the one, Jesus is the one who has asked you to love this woman. Jesus is the one who has asked you to love sacrificially.
Yes.
So he himself, having gone through the same narrative, having gone through the same practice of loving us sacrificially, loving us with all we have, all he had, to the point of giving his own life, and not escaping the fact that he was also under pressure.
Yes.
Then the place of prayer becomes the place where man goes to cry to God. And that's the first place of release.
That's where grace is supplied.
That's where grace is supplied. And you see, sometimes we make devotionals a bit religious. And it's about doing, it's about this.
Yes.
But a place of devotional is the place where you can go to God and not using many words, but just going and crying.
Yes.
Lord, I don't know how to do this. Help me.
Yes.
I am faced with all these expectations that are in front of me, and I do not know how to handle.
I don't know where to go.
I
know
don't
what
know
to
how
do.
to do it.
Yes.
Help me.
Na kwanza saizi wajua jua ni kali.
Yeah.
They say that men look for rain. Waende walilie ndani. At least kwa mvua, no one will see the tears. Jua ni kali.
So it's a place you go and tell God, Iningori. It's hard.
Yes.
It's tough. And God is gracious enough in the sense that he tells us, come to my throne with boldness.
Yes.
Approach the throne of grace with boldness. To obtain help, to receive mercy
Grace,
and find grace in your time of need. That includes in your time of need in your marriage. This Valentine. Go and tell the Lord, you know my financial situation.
Hii ndio ile
You know,
majira.
niko pabaya. And it's hard. Help me.
Yes.
Help me understand. First of all, I release this pressure. You see the way the Bible says in Philippians chapter 4 verse 6, do not be anxious over anything, but with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, make your request. So I release first anxiety to in the place of prayer, of telling the Lord, I can't do it. Help me.
Yes.
Give me strength. Give me wisdom. I've never been here before. Give me wisdom. I've never done this before. Help me understand. And the place of prayer where you can be free. Because why? What are you hiding from God? He sees your heart. He sees your heart.
He knows.
Even if you come there and pray in all the big words that you've been given, God still wants you to tell me what is disturbing you.
What's the issue?
What's the issue?
Up, man?
And so come to God as a conversation. And I'll encourage men.
Yes.
Go to the place of prayer and talk to God as a father.
He's a father.
Our Father who art in heaven. It's relationship. Come to him and say, Father, Dad, I am in trouble. I am under pressure and I do not know what to do. That's the first part. That's the first layer. And it is very important because then he begins to heal your heart and begins to transform you.
Okay.
But then, Frank, after that, it is important that as God gives you grace and heals you and helps you to open up and release the pressure, then to create an avenue to express this, your frustration or the state of affairs that you're in to your wife.
Yeah.
And you cannot do that in the same context that you've always been. You cannot do it.
Yes.
So separate yourselves once in a while and have an honest conversation.
Yes.
It does not have to be expensive. For example, what we do with my wife, we do cheap tea.
Yes. Yeah.
Cheap tea. And cheap tea maybe once a month, and we go and sit down and we ask ourselves, how are you doing?
Yeah. Just to catch up, you know.
To catch up.
Yeah.
And by the way, you'd realize that so many women want to help.
Yes.
So many women, it's only that we never talk.
You are too strong or too proud to
you
be.
are too strong. You are too strong.
Outwardly speaking.
And when you talk, you say, I never knew you were going through this. You always showed like you're okay, but you're dying inside.
So you mean it's then an opportunity for men to open up to their spouse, to their wives?
Yes.
This is the real situation. This is what I'm going
Exactly.
through. Even if you expect this is the only extent I can, do this.
Exactly. And to show that my heart is geared towards giving you what you want.
Yes.
But I cannot give it now at the moment.
Can we trust on God?
Can we trust in God and pray and allow God to help us to get into that avenue? And the place of prayer, you remember I told you the first place of prayer is that you pray for yourself, releasing pressure, but you also pray for your spouse.
Yeah.
You pray for your spouse. Say, Lord, help them to understand me.
Yes, give them
and
a heart of understanding.
Exactly.
But now they need to understand what you also communicate. Because
Exactly.
how do they discern
Yes.
that you are going through?
So that's why I say, take the normal space out of the picture. Go
Yes.
somewhere.
Ehe.
And just ask the question, how are you doing?
Okay.
And come clean and say, this is what I'm going through. And maybe this month, I may not be able to reach the expectation that you have. You know, frustration come from unmet expectation
Yes.
and unspoken expectations.
Ehe.
So
Yeah.
what do you expect from me?
Yeah.
This is where I'm at. I might not be able. Let's make peace with it.
Yes.
And be able to figure out how to walk around it.
Yeah.
It is not something that will happen in one day. It is something that, you know, gradually men will have to, and remember, the man is the leader.
Yeah.
So he's the one who drives this conversation.
Yes. So he has to
take initiative.
kickstart the conversation.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'd want you to talk about there's a man who feels like nimekuwa nikijaribu kupenda mimi nashindwa. How do they start? Is it easy for a man to begin now to love their wife now expressively with now expression, not just the actions, not just the the bills being paid, not just nimekutumia pesa tengeza nywele. No, can they now express the emotion, bring it out, just to be felt?
Yes.
Not just to be seen like a movie somewhere.
Yes. Number one, receive love first from the Lord.
Okay.
That breaks your boundaries.
Yeah.
Because if you're overflowing in love, you'd want to love.
Yes.
Have you ever met people who are so loving? They don't struggle.
Yeah,
They're just loving everything.
It's natural.
It's natural. It comes from God.
Yeah.
But number two, you remember when we had the conversation about love languages? Then sit down
Yes.
and I'd ask that man, sit down with your wife and ask and do the love language test.
Yes.
The 5 love languages test. They can Google and see, so that you understand exactly the love language of your wife.
Yes.
And then start practicing it. So start being intentional.
Yes.
If my wife's love language is gifts,
How do I go about
how do I
this?
go about it? Can I start small?
Yeah.
That when I come back from work, I bring a bar of chocolate. And say,
Yeah.
they really appreciate that as compared to
effort.
It's effort.
Yeah.
It's the effort. It's like, I brought a bar of chocolate. It's not a car.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can give a car, give
But
it.
he's thoughtful. Yeah.
But something thoughtful.
Yeah.
If your wife's word of affirmation, love language is words of affirmation, or physical touch, or quality time, then be intentional in creating that. So this is where the man can start: is sit down with the wife,
Yes.
and do the love languages test together.
Yes.
And then intentionally start practicing that.
Okay.
And say, I've given, I've provided.
Yes.
But can I go out of my way? And if it's quality time, can I say, I'll come back from work early?
Yes.
And you see,
Na usikae kwa gari sana hapo
usitaka
nje
kwa gari hapo nje.
for 30 minutes or 1 hour.
And when I get home, I'll put my phone aside.
Yes. Simu. Hey.
Gori. I'll put my phone aside and I'll intentionally ask my wife, how was your day?
Yes.
And I will intentionally listen.
Yeah.
Because you see, there is active listening.
Yeah. And
There's also
hearing.
There's hearing and
just
not,
hear some noise. It's random.
But I'll actively listen intentionally. Will it be easy? But remember, God is asking us to love sacrificially.
Yes.
Is it easy? But no. So that way, intentionally take the test. Ask the Lord to help you and give you wisdom, and then learn how to love your wife.
Okay.
The way she wants to be loved.
Not the way you want to love.
No.
To be loved.
No.
Great.
The way she wants to be loved.
Awesome. I know we are drawing to the conclusion of our conversation tonight. Yeah. And I know there is the bit of somebody who wants to go above the roof. We have to prove a point this season. Hii ndio ile season. Nichukue mkopo pale kwa sako or somewhere, mobile money. I just want to prove a point. Can somebody still, show love to their spouse? This man still show love to the wife and even children, but not having to break the bank.
So yes. It all boils down to the thoughtfulness of the act and the intentionality of the act. Now, I don't know if you're like me and you've done something big that you think is big.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And then the way it was received, you realize, you know, because for you, you expected that what will show love is the grandeur of what you're doing, is the magnitude of the thing.
Yes.
But what matters in what you do this season, and I need to ask men, is the thoughtfulness and the intentionality.
Yes.
Going back to the core.
Uh-huh.
It might be something small because I don't have to break the bank for it. But it can be so thoughtful that it is enough.
Yes.
It is small, but the meaning behind it means so much to that woman that they appreciate it more than that big thing that would have taken a loan to do.
And maybe some don't even need a budget.
Yes.
And some just spend time with me.
Bas.
I'll feel it.
I'll feel it. Would you say, I'll take an off day for you? And the whole of today, we're going to spend time together.
Just to connect.
Just to connect. That might be such a big gift to that woman.
Yes.
As compared to you going and getting dollars and putting that in that bouquet.
And then you come, you hand over, then your phone knocks.
Yes. And maybe your wife is not even a gift person.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, this is nice. Thank you. And puts them aside. You get. So it's the intentionality and the thoughtfulness of what you need to do. That then requires men to pay the cost of research.
And it can go as open as asking.
Yes.
What can I do? Or what do I do? And you feel so much loved.
Yes.
These are some of the honest conversations we need to be having in our families.
Yes.
What do you think I can do? What do I do sometimes and you feel, what is it you are missing so much about?
Exactly.
About myself.
And you say, I can do that. So then be creative. They can ask for a date and you can't take them to Kempinski, but you can curate a date at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know, figure out where to take the kids and then surprise her.
Yes.
It's a date. Or it's the intentionality.
Or even just a walk around.
Oh, yes.
Let's just take a stroll.
Oh, yes. Because you are the one who will be left with the burden to clear that debt. After that.
When you retire, you are coming home and the debt is looking at you.
And that's where pressure continues to build. Because you see, I did this because I expected you. And for example, if I do it in a grand way, and then it's not received the way I want it to be received.
It's a loss.
It crushes you.
In Yasara,
in Yasara, you think about the money, you think about, why are you not smiling? Why are you not eating?
You're ungrateful. Ungrateful.
And then the kicker is when maybe your loved one, and I know men have been asked, I never asked you to do that. I never asked you.
You don't know my needs.
Yeah.
They are my needs when it comes to love.
Exactly.
You deliver some other things I don't know.
Yeah. And so it is important for that intentionality.
That's why people research AI. Exactly. AI, what can I do for my wife? What can I do? Then it's a total disconnect.
Exactly. But I need to say this because it's important. One of the other avenues that men can release pressure is other men. Having spaces where men can have authentic conversations.
Yes.
Like what we are having. Having spaces where men can actually not talk only about football and politics, but how are you doing? How are you handling it? It's
you
Valentine.
can learn something from a fellow man.
Yeah, it's Valentine. How are you doing?
Yeah. Chris, our time is pretty much well spent tonight. I
that
tell
was
you,
fast.
time really flies here. When we are having a meaningful conversation.
Yes.
Masaya tupati muda. But anyway, I know we've learned a lot.
Yes.
I've picked a number of lessons.
Yes.
And maybe as just we conclude it off, your parting shot as we come to the end.
This is what I'll tell men. Receive love from the author of love first.
Yes.
You cannot give what you don't have. And in the place of your daily devotion and your spending time with God, you're able to receive the love and the healing that deals with the pressure that comes with being a man and loving as being a man. Receive love from the Lord. Number 2, then release that love expressively being open. God never called you to die.
Yeah.
God asked you just to be faithful. And so be faithful with that love relationship and release and be truthful. Create spaces where you can be able to have conversations with your spouse and express how you feel. Create spaces where you can have conversations with other men
Yes.
and express how you feel. Learn how your wife likes to be loved. Learn their love language and be intentional and committed. Ask for help from the Lord. He will
Great.
help you.
Awesome. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pastor Chuchu, for, such insights. That was wisdom. I know we've learned a lot. And like we always say, we are not the experts. We're just here to learn every other season, every other day. And of course, thank you so much for creating time tonight to join us right here on Men on Record, where it's all about men. We talk every other conversation that involves a man out here. So I've picked a few nuggets. And to round it off, I can say that from all you've shared, this authority, being the head, this power, without love, then it becomes controlling.
True.
It becomes harsh. Great. Thank you so much. See you next Friday, same time, right here, where you look and live, and of course, where you listen and live. We appreciate your feedback. We appreciate your comments. And of course, we're looking forward to interact with you, engage with you next Friday, right here on Hope TV. They call me Favored Frank. Until then, bye-bye. Have a great weekend.